Hello everybody, my name is Star Wars Boy, how are you? And welcome back to the channel for a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. In this video, we continue the Hero Guide series with a Hero Guide on Princess Leia Organa. But before I start the video, I was looking at my YouTube statistics and only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're so close to 300. It's free and it helps out the channel. Anyways, let's get started. Taking a look at her base stats, she has a base health of 650, which is pretty decent for a blaster character. Her health regain is on par with 200. Her weapon is her iconic Defender pistol, and it does quite good damage. It does 20 to 80 to the body and 38 to 152 to the head, meaning sometimes it can one-hit classes to the head except the heavy. The DPS is 266 to 133, and the rate of fire is 400 rounds per minute. The drop-off damage is decent, coming in at 20 to 40 meters. Leia, of course, is famous for her deadly secondary fire, which does some really serious damage, coming in at 145 damage per hit, meaning she can almost one-hit all classes. The range is 1 meter and the overheat is after 5 shots. Taking a look at her abilities, and any old Battlefront 2 player will know that Leia is the only hero in the game to have her abilities downright changed. One of the first ones that was completely changed is her thermal detonators, which used to be a simple flashbang which did no damage at all. Her thermal detonators have a 13-second cooldown and she throws down 3 of them. The damage is 250 per grenade, which is absolutely insane. As for the pros, it does amazing damage. These thermal detonators do tons of damage, and with 3 of them, you will rack in some serious kills. As for the cons, I can honestly say none. This ability is pretty perfect for what it is. The second ability that was slightly altered is her Squad Shield, which has a 20-second cooldown. The Squad Shield used to be just a Squad Shield with more health. However, now it does actually regenerate you and your allies' health when you're inside it. The duration of this is 30 seconds, which is really good. As for the pros, it has 3000 health, which is ridiculous. As for the cons, it only heals 5 health a second, which is a big downer, honestly. Her final ability is her rapid fire ability, which was buffed in the Leia update, which has a 15-second cooldown. The duration of this ability is 25 seconds, and Leia pulls out an E11 rapid fire module blaster and does some serious damage. As for the pros, it has a very fast fire rate along with that great damage. This weapon is a hero killer, and if you get headshots with it, you will destroy other enemy heroes. As for the cons, however, it can be blocked. If you go up against a lightsaber character with this and they do deflect it back, it will do some serious damage back onto you. So that's probably the only con with this ability. Taking a look at her star cards, these are 3 star cards that I personally use all the time when using Leia. The first one is her handy device card. The cooldown of thermal detonators is reduced with this card from 0.5 seconds to 1.5 seconds with a maxed out star card. Leia's thermal detonators are already ridiculous, and having them on a faster cooldown will be insane. Sure, the cooldown is only by 1.5 seconds, but it will make a difference in the long run when you're using them. The second card I'm going to recommend is her Fearless card. The blast radius of thermal detonators is increased from 15% to 30% with a maxed out star card. Again, this one is a given. Leia's thermal detonators are by far her best abilities and one of the best in the game, so being able to increase the blast radius will help you a lot. The final card for Galactic Assault that I'm going to recommend is her Laser Brain card. The alternate fire on Leia Organa's Defender pistol deals bonus damage. It goes from 25 bonus damage to 35 bonus damage with a maxed out star card. This one is pretty much a no-brainer. The last thing you want with an alt fire is to leave an enemy on half health, or 5 health to be exact, and not kill them. And this is what will happen if you actually don't use this star card. You will shoot, let's say, an assault or officer class, and they will live on 5 HP. Not worth using it on them, so might as well increase the damage. 35 extra damage is really good. As for heroes versus villains, I honestly recommend the Relentless Firing card. The E11 rapid fire can be fired for a longer period as the time reduction per blaster shot is decreased from 25% to 55% with a maxed out card. Again, this rapid fire ability is insane against other heroes, so being able to use it for longer is a no-brainer for this game mode. Now moving on to our best maps, these are 3 maps that I personally feel like most people use Leia on. The first one is going to be Hoth. Hoth is a very good map for Leia as there's a big hill going up on the Rebellion side, meaning that you will always have the high ground and be able to spray that alternate fire on your enemies. The second map is great for the exact opposite reason. At the end of the Rebellious checkpoint, you will actually be in a trench where you can simply snipe anyone that appears on the surface. The final map is Geonosis, as yet again, it does have a really high peak right at the spawn of the second phase for the Republicans. There you can just be really annoying and spray your secondary fire and rack in a ton of kills. Again, Leia is really good on a lot of maps, however these 3 she is prominent on due to her second fire. You can use her on any map, but these are the 3 maps that people always pick her on. Now moving on to some tips and tricks, and I only have very few of them. The first one being to try to bait out Saber heroes using the rapid fire ability. Many times when playing as a blaster character, I've noticed that Saber heroes tend to swing spam when they're half health or you're half health. So if they're half health, they'll tend to swing spam at you and vice versa. However, you want to take this to your advantage, dodging while they're swing spamming, and once they run out of stamina, you can easily use that rapid fire and blast their head top. They'll lose a lot of health and they either may retreat or try to fight desperately back. Again, this ability is really good, and the last thing you want is to fire when they're blocking, so just don't fire at all. When they're blocking, you have no chance of even shooting at them and no damage will be dealt to them. The next tip is honestly to use those thermal detonators not all at once. Now this is something that a lot of people do, however it's not really the right way to use them, because for instance you're going to be using one of them or 2 of them and the other one will be wasted as all the enemies will die. Instead you want to throw each thermal detonator into different parts of the objective where there's lots of enemies. You'll rack up a lot more kills this way and deal a lot more damage to reinforcements and heroes. The final tip I do have is for the squad shield. It's not necessarily how to use it, it's more how to not use it. And the main thing you don't want to do is place it in the middle of an objective. This is pretty simple, as if you do have to fall back, the enemies will have a free squad shield that they can camp in, simply while spraying at it. Simply with Leia's, it does have a lot more health and it will take a lot more efforts to try and disable it. So that is going to be it for this Hero Guide, guys. Leia has transformed a lot since launch, from someone who could not survive against a single Saber hero to someone who's actually really good. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, YouTube's telling me that a very small percentage of you guys are not subscribed, so be sure to subscribe. Thanks again, see you guys next time, bye, and may the Force be with you always.